This show started. So come to attention position, feet together, back straight, point your fingers, square your thumbs, hands on your side, show respect. All right, shake those arms out a little bit, get them kind of loosened up, get those shoulders loose. We're going to be rolling around today. So today we are going to do something called a shoulder roll. We're going to get down a forward shoulder roll and a backward shoulder roll, and then maybe even some other ones. And this is important for any of your kind of wrestling, grappling skills that we do. It's also important for just falling and rolling, right? So if you're thinking like parkour and you're gonna run around and jump over stuff, that would be one mentality use. But I'm thinking just, if you fall, how to tuck properly and roll. So makes moving a little bit more fun. All right, let's do some jumping jacks. Looking at getting that blood flowing, get the heart rate up a little bit. Oh, man. Like moving, side to side jumping jacks, change it up just a little bit. Moving those arms, legs, side to side. Forward and back jumping jacks. Breathing and moving. Running in place jumping jacks, like a big bird motion. Woo! All right, relax, have a seat. Let's get those legs loose. Okay, 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Your back is straight, your chin is up, and you're walking yourself forward. Right, start to get into that leg, keeping those toes back to the bottom of your leg stretch, keeping your chin up, rotating your hips forward. If you can get your foot, grab it. If you can't, grab your pant leg, pull yourself down, keeping the chin up. Grab onto your heel, keep that chin up. Yeah, switching those feet, other foot out, other foot in. Chin up, back straight, rotate forward. Well, today, for the day we're recording this video, it's Friday. We're looking forward to your weekend. Set some good goals, right? What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to get done? Hopefully something productive, right? All right, ready, feet apart, straddle position. Legs locked, toes back, walk your hands out, keeping that chin up, lowering that belly towards the floor. While we do this, we walk our hands out, and then when our body gets kind of tight, we stay there. Start bobbing left and right a little bit. While we're bobbing left and right, we're trying to lower our elbows down to the ground. If I get pretty comfortable in my stretch, and I can touch both elbows without my fingertips moving, then I walk my hands out again. And I move left and right. Nice and relaxed. When both elbows are down again, when I've relaxed enough to get both elbows down all over again, walk my hands out again. We keep doing this until we get our belly down, right? So left, right, keep stretching. No giving up halfway through. If you can't get your elbows down anymore, it's fine. Just bend your arms, just hang out, let the stretch happen. But if you can get them down, walk your hands out again. Still keeping that chin up, arching that back, forcing your hips to rotate forward. All right, walking your hands back. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to lift ourselves off the ground. So put one hand in front, one hand behind. We lift ourselves up, slide our foot out a little bit. A whole new range of stretching. So now we're keeping our back straight, our chin up. We're trying to go one more time forward. Just let your body hang down, right? If it's too much for your legs, you can use your hand to slow down your body away from pulling you. If you're just fine, just cross and drop, right? Getting that body nice and low. Move left and right while you're there. Let's go all the way to one of our sides. So leaning all the way into that side. You can take your hand and push yourself. So I just take my hands and push myself into the stretch. And push on my leg. Then I go the opposite way. So I push myself into the stretch. If you want to add more weight to your stretch, reach your arm over the top. Make your body hang down a little bit. All right, come on up, back your seat up a little bit. Okay, take your feet, bring your feet all the way together. Bounce your knees, let those hips stretch out just a little bit. Hopefully we're stretching every day, whether it just be a little bit or even a lot, right? Not anything too stressful where we're sore the next day, but we're stretching every day to get a little more flexible, or even just stay flexible. Take your arms, push down on your knees, right? Getting the splits is not the final goal, right? It's the active goal. So if you're getting flexible and you're all the way down, keep stretching. You don't want to lose that skill. Start driving your shoulders forward. Get into that hip. All right, both feet out and then cross one foot over the top of your other foot And then slide your foot back. Sit up tall. We're stretching out the outside of our hip. Start to think maybe what kind of goals you have set for yourself, right? Got this time now where your body's relaxing. What kind of goals? Could be martial arts goals. Could be clean your room goals, schoolwork goals. What kind of goals do you have? Then switch feet to the other side. Other foot over your hip. Slide your foot up, right? Start figuring out what are the steps of those goals. What do you got to do in order to accomplish those goals? If it's schoolwork, right? You got to probably read the assignments, right? Ask for help, do something, get your work done, whatever it might be. If it's cleaning your room, maybe setting up an organizational place, like where do things go? This way you actually have a place for things. So instead of going on the floor and not being put away, you actually have a location for them. Martial arts goal, right? Attending classes that you're doing now. Start to think about those goals. Okay, go flat on your back, pull your knee up to your body, all the way across to the mat, reach your other hand out all the way the other way. As we're thinking about these goals or thinking about these steps, I want you to kind of start to think about what maybe are the obstacles you're going to run into, right? What might stop you from doing these steps or ultimately your goal? And then how are we going to prevent these problems from happening, or what are we going to do if we do run into it, right? Okay, other knee up to your body. So maybe my goal is to get, a little bit farther in the martial arts, like a stripe or a belt or a rank or whatever it might be, right? And my steps are show up to class at least 2 days a week. Okay, simple, right? And then all of a sudden something happens where you can't leave your house and you're stuck and you can't get to the school. Well, online classes. There you go. Or watch videos, or even just take it upon yourself to practice. So, we have a goal, we have steps. Okay, gonna go toes over your head. We have an obstacle, and we have a solution. All right, ready? Toes over your head. Touch those toes. This is an important stretch right now. Keep your legs straight up in there. If it's too much, put your toes down. Or do 1 foot at a time. Or if you can get both, do both. And down in front. We're going to stretch out that neck a little bit more. So you can just cross your feet. I want you to put your fingers together. Go to the back of your head. I want you to pull just real slow, real light. I don't want you to hurt your neck. Just pull down on your head a little bit. Okay, let your head up. Take one hand, make a hook grip. Remember that's no thumb. Put it on the side of your head. Pull your head to the side. And as I'm pulling, I'm pushing. We're going to be doing some rolls. Let's get that neck loose. So we kind of know what our steps are, what our goals are, what our obstacle of our goal might be. We even know the solution. How do we hold ourselves accountable, right? That's the next goal. How are you going to be held accountable, and how are you going to gauge whether you're getting your goal? Okay, pull your head. So let's start to set time frames on that goal, whatever it might be we're thinking of today. And let's start to set some kind of tracking system, right? Some kind of time frame for the steps and some way of tracking. Maybe someone who we trust to keep us on track we can talk about it with. One more time, pull down in your neck. Look all the way up, look back behind you. Oh man, feels good. Make a little circle with your head, just nice, slow, nothing fast, no dancing. And then the other way around. Okay, as promised, we're going to do some rolls. I'm going to break this down into steps. Hopefully make this more understandable. If you're already good at this, this will hopefully help you become better. And if you're not good at this, or you don't even know how to do this, this is going to help you learn. So I'm going to show you first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start on my back. Okay? I understand you're watching this on a video, so it's hard to watch and do. So I'll show you quickly what we're going to accomplish, and then I'll show you the steps, and then we'll give you some time to work. Okay? So we're going to bring our legs up behind us, and then I'm going to tuck my foot underneath my knee. Okay? So I bring my butt off the ground, and I tuck my foot under my knee, and I'm just going to sit up right here. Real simple, right? So watch again one more time. I go back. I tuck my foot. As I swing forward, I tuck my foot under my knee, and I sit up like so. Real simple, okay? So let's do it, we'll go time. Some of you are going to go a little slower, some of you are a little bit faster. We'll just go time. We'll go 30 seconds on one side, we'll do 30 seconds other. So you can stay with me if you want. So I go back. As I swing forward, I tuck my foot under my knee, and I bring my foot to the floor. And I sit up. Real simple. That's 1, 2, 3. We're kind of getting used to coming up on our hip instead of coming up square. That's what we're practicing. Now, if you can start to see, I'm starting to kind of rotate so I'm a little more sideways when I come up. I'm reaching that hand out in front of me now. Okay, so my hand reaches out. And let's do the other side. I'll change directions so you can see another angle. So we go back. Now I tuck my right foot into my knee and I come up. So I got one. And when I come up this time, I'm going to try and reach my hand out. Right, so I'm kind of learning to turn. I'm going to come up on my hip now. So as I rotate forward, I'm kind of turning and I'm coming up sideways. Nice little stretch in my back too. Let's do one more time. Okay, so the next goal is we're going to practice a little sit-up motion. Watch how this works. And for now, with no momentum, you can put your hand behind you. So I have one foot tucked underneath my other leg. Okay, I'm going to put my hand here behind, and I'm going to push myself up. Okay, and then I come back. If your knee's having trouble with this, just kind of modify, help yourself out, find positions that work. Okay, so ready? I tuck my hand behind me, my foot's underneath, I adjust this foot to help myself, and I push myself up. 30 seconds, let's go. All right, ready? Begin. Sitting up. Sitting up tall. We're just going for 30 seconds. Right, I might use my hand back here to help push me forward. Hopefully your guys' knee's okay. Just adjust as you go. Do what you can do. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. So I tuck my foot underneath, put my hand behind, and I sit up. All right, so let's get started. Just sitting up, real simple. If you're already good at this game, right, you already understand what we're doing. This isn't much challenge for you. That's okay. You're reviewing. I find sometimes we become so good at something, we don't even have to think about it. We just do it, right? I'm sure some of you for typing with your thumbs, right? Something you're so good at, you don't even think about it. You're just good at it, right? Type it on the keyboard, writing your name, okay? Now we're gonna add some of those together. Martial arts is the same way. Anytime you do something physical, you become so good at it that you don't think about it. If I don't think about it, I'm able to make mistakes and not catch them, right? So it's good to do review for that purpose. So I'm gonna come back. When I swing myself forward, I'm gonna try to rotate my hips, right? By tucking my foot under my knee. And then when I go here, I'm gonna sit up. So I'm gonna swing myself up, okay, right onto my knee. So ready, let's go 30 seconds. We'll swing ourselves up on one side. So I come back, ready, I tuck my foot, and I sit up. Okay, let's go, 30 seconds. Get started with me. I'll start the clock now. Begin. Yeah, and then I'll just keep changing angles. Swinging myself up. Swinging myself up. One more. All right, let's do the other side. Other side, 30 seconds. Swing yourself up. So I tuck my foot, rotate my hips. If you need to, put your hand back and push yourself up. It's okay if you need to use your hand. For now. Right, I use my hand to get myself up. If you can do it without, right, rotate yourself. So rotate your hips a little bit. If you're pretty good at it, just get moving. Right, if you need to, go slower. Tuck, roll, hands. We're trying to teach our body positioning. Okay, so this is how we want to come out of our roll, okay? Now, just to kind of understand a little bit of how and where our shoulder touches, we're actually going to reverse our roll and kind of do a backwards toe touch. So we did a stretch earlier where our toes go right over our head, right? Okay, that's not what we're trying to do right now. Right now we're trying to go over my shoulder. So I'm going to show you the wrong way, which is the stretch we like to do, where I go back, right? And what happens when I do it that way is it stretches my neck out and wouldn't be very fun to roll over my head that way, especially on a hard surface, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look back behind me and I'm gonna try to take my foot and touch back there, okay? So I go back here and I touch my toes, okay? And you're gonna feel how you rotate on this part of your shoulder, right? And right here. So you're not trying to put this part of your shoulder down. You're gonna be back into your meatier part of your body, okay? So watch again. I'm gonna lay back. Instead of looking straight back, I'm gonna look at an angle, and wherever this is, maybe like 45 degrees, I'm gonna take my toes, and I'm gonna try to swing back and touch my toes. Okay? So I'll change angle so you can see. So wrong is over my head, right? Bending my neck. Right is going back here, right? So I can look to my side and see my toes. All right, let's go. 30 seconds. Roll back, touch your toes to one side. Don't fully roll back over the top. We're not quite there yet. And I'm just gonna have my arms out, making it easy. When I look to my right foot's touching the floor. And it pushes me back. Okay? Now I'm going to look to my left. I'm going to use my left foot to touch the floor. So I look back behind me. I roll back. My left foot touches. And then I come back up. So I'm looking to my left. My left foot's touching on the side of my body. You don't have to go fast. Go slow. Right? Not a race. And if you're getting dizzy, feel free just to kind of take a break. If you're hearing something that's not moving, breathe and relax. If you're not dizzy, keep it going. We'll go 5 more seconds. Okay. So now the goal is to use that motion. We're going to go back, touch our toe, and then swing ourselves up to our seated position on our knee. Okay, so let me show you first. So I go back, I touch my right foot on my right side. Now I kick, tuck, and swing. Okay, I'll show you again. My right foot comes back to my right side. Right, so my right foot touches, I take my other foot, I tuck it to my knee, and I rotate up. Okay, you guys got it so far? So we touch our toe, and then we swing back forward, tuck our foot under our knee, sit up on our knee. All right, let's go 30 seconds. So you're on your butt, go back, touch, swing, rotate up. And right now, if we're still using our hands, that's okay. Here, and then use your hands to lift yourself. That's okay. We're just going for time. You don't have to get a certain number in. If you're watching this live and you're dizzy, take a break. If you're watching it live, right? A little bit of a disadvantage. You can't pause and practice or leave. Okay, let's do our other side. So I go back and I touch my left toes to my left. When I come back, I tuck my foot, and then I get up my knee. If I use my hand, I can use my hand to help. Eventually, we want to use momentum and technique to get up, okay? Let's go 30 seconds. Ready, go. Roll it up. Roll it up. Roll it up. All right, time. So we have a rolling up motion. Any one of these steps where you feel like you got a little bit too hard, you can break it down, right? Go a little slower, or go back to the previous step. Now, we know how to go from our legs touching our floor to rotating up. Now we have to learn how to get our head tucked under. We'll break this down into steps also. So first we're gonna make it real simple, not a finished product motion. I'm going to put my hands on my knees down. I'm going to turn my palm up, and I'm going to reach it all the way through. So watch how this works. I'm going to reach it between my knee and my hand. I'm just going to feed it as far as I can. Get a little more space. And then I'm going to try to look under my armpit. So I feed it through, and I look under my armpit until I see the ceiling. And as soon as I see the ceiling, I take my legs and I push myself over. Pretty simple. Okay, so now as you start to roll, you're going to start to recognize that position. Okay, so for 30 seconds, we're going to practice tuck our arm under and roll forward. Don't worry about sitting up. If you're pretty good at this or you're feeling it, you're going to start to notice it's pretty easy to roll up at that point. Okay, so ready? 30 seconds. Let's get a start. Ready? Begin. Hands, knees, arm goes through. I look under my shoulder. Now I'm just going to I'm going to push my arm, look up, and then push myself over. Right? And if I don't get up right now, that's fine. Like I said, we're not on a finished product yet. I'm going to keep changing directions. Make sure you keep enough space where you don't kick a TV or something. Put my arm through as far as I can, and then push my legs over. Put my hand through, look, push myself over. Okay, let's do the other side. Like I said, if you're getting dizzy, take a little break. It's okay. People get dizzy. The more you do this, the sooner you get used to it. So my hands are down, and I'm going to tuck my arm underneath. I'm going palm up, and I'm trying to look under my armpit. So I'm trying to see the ceiling behind my arm. And then I just take my legs and I push myself. So once I have my head tucked out of the way and my shoulders touching, I just push myself over, right? Nice little break ball finish. And then I repeat. I'm going to keep changing angles. Let's go. Time started, 30 seconds. Tuck your arm, and then jump. We just keep going. I tuck my arm, and then I jump. Tuck my arm, jump. Let's go one more time. One more time with this side. Probably your worst side because you did it second. Maybe needs a little more repetition, right? Tuck the arm, look, jump with your legs. Okay, so obviously we're not trying to do this roll into a break fall and stop our body. We're trying to get up and be able to run, right, from this position. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to show you once. I'm going to break it down the second time, okay? So I'm looking forward, I roll, and I come on my knees. Okay, so now here's the slow one. Here's how I break it down. So you can see I have my position with my hands and my knees. I'm looking under my arm, palm up. I put my shoulder down. I keep tucking until I can see the ceiling. I push myself. Now, this leg here, my left leg, has to tuck into my right knee. So as I start to roll forward, right, I get to this position, kind of like our toe touch position, I tuck. I swing, right, and then we get up on our knees. So now we're doing that shoulder roll motion into that sit-up motion. So I'm going to spend a little more time and go a little slower. If you're good at this, feel free to get a lot more reps and go quicker than us, okay? I'm going to go slower. We're going to extend the time to 2 minutes. This way, if you get dizzy, you got time to take a break. I'll keep moving through the 2 minutes. You can jump in, and I'll call the steps, and then you can do it with me. Or, like I said, do it on your own, but we'll do 2 minutes per side. We'll take a little break in the middle. Give yourself enough time to kind of either get some water or not be dizzy, okay? So let's get started. So we're going from hands and knees, arm tuck, jump over the top, tuck your foot, roll up. All right, let's get going. I'm going to start slower each time. So I'm reaching underneath. I'm looking. I'm trying to see the ceiling. Have my shoulder. I lock my legs. Then I'm going to swing my left foot over first because my right hand's there. And then I tuck it into my knee. And I sit up. Okay? So we're not doing anything impossible. We're gonna keep changing angles. Remember, you're going 2 minutes, so just keep going, take your time. If you're good at this, you just wanna pump off a bunch of them, feel free to do so, don't kick anything. So I reach my hand underneath. Now, since my right hand's going underneath, I'm gonna start to lock my left leg. So I start to lock my left leg. Now I can swing it up in there like a kick. And then I can tuck it. My other foot comes over, and then I sit up. Okay? Still going for time. Don't worry about the number of repetitions you're getting. I look underneath my arm. I slip my arm through. I'm gonna lock my left leg first. I'm gonna swing it up in there, straight towards the ceiling, and then tuck it to my other one, and bring myself up. Use momentum to sit up, or I can use my hand to sit my body up. Okay? Still going, got 1 more minute on this side. So I'm looking now. Obviously, if I start to make this more fluent, then I start to use the momentum of my body so I can start to go here without stopping. Even if I don't go very fast, it's not that hard to do, right? The momentum, my body weight will take me. So I'm not saying go faster, I'm saying don't stop moving, right? Got 30 seconds left. So watch, I just tuck my arm, I just go nice and slow, I lock my leg, I keep it over the top, I curl it into my knee, and I sit up, right? Not going fast, just going fluid. 20 seconds still, tucking under, locking the leg, kicking it over, tucking it to my knee, and swinging myself up. And roll, lock, kick, tuck, up. One more time, we got time for one more if you want to join me. We go under and over. All right, take a little break. I'll kind of talk about the steps again. If you're getting a little dizzy, nice to take a stop. If you're not dizzy right now, get a couple more reps. Don't take this break. Just keep going if you're not dizzy, right? Maybe do other rolls you know how to do, more advanced ones for a sec, then we'll go back and break it down on the second side. Like I said, sometimes when you're really good at something, think about what you're really good at. Do you actually think about it, right? Someone who throws a baseball might not actually think about the small mechanics of throwing the baseball because they're already good at it. So they have little mistakes that become habits because you do it a bunch of times. Golf swing, baseball swing, kicking a soccer ball, writing your name. Right? Think of you writing your name. If you don't really think about it, it gets sloppier over time if you don't focus and build the habit of good mechanics of the writing of the letters. So this is something, even if you're good at it, nice to break it down once in a while because that way you think about it and you make a habit out of the right mechanics. All right, so let's do the second side, okay? Time's up, break's up. We're gonna do 2 minutes. I'm gonna go slow so you can follow me. I'm gonna keep changing angles, makes it a little bit easier to follow and see. So let's go, our hands are down, knees are down, we tuck in our left arm. I'm looking underneath, locking my leg, I swing it up, and then I try to tuck it under my leg, swing myself up, bring myself up onto my feet. All right, let's keep going. Remember, my left arm's going underneath, so my right leg kicks over first. So we're here, I tuck underneath, I lock my right leg, and I'm going to try to swing it, and then tuck it into my left knee, and then swing myself. So I use this left foot to swing myself up. Okay? I'll keep changing angles. You keep practicing with me. We're here. Tuck my arm under. I look under my armpit. Take my right leg, swing it over towards the ceiling. So up. Swing myself up. Come on, let's go. Got 1 minute left. Keep practicing. If you get dizzy, take the break. I get that. If you're not dizzy, don't be lazy. We're here. I tuck underneath. My leg comes up. Hits my knee. Swing myself up. Here, I tuck my hand under, lock my leg, tuck it into my knee, swing myself up. Got 30 seconds of time left. Oh yeah. Here. Arm goes underneath. Look underneath. Lock my leg. Swing it up. Tuck it in my knee. Swing myself up. Got 30 seconds. Let's keep going. See if we can get a couple more. Hands are down, underneath, look up, lock the leg, swing it up, tuck it in, roll on up. We got time. We can easily get one more. Hands go down, palm up, underneath, looking back behind, locking my legs, swing them up, tuck it, roll myself up. So when we do this, at no point should you feel a slapping on the ground. If you're feeling a slapping, we want to try to fix the mechanics, slow it down. You should feel from the time your shoulder touches the floor a nice, even, smooth rotation, kind of like a bowling ball, right? You don't throw a bowling ball in lane, you hit the ground and it rolls. Really no impact, and you're doing a good job until it hits the pins. Don't put any pins in front of you. So now, if this is easy, the next step would be to do it and try and come all the way up onto your feet, right? And another step would be to try to take and get a little momentum into it. So we're gonna first do onto our feet. We're gonna do short rounds, 30 seconds. You pick your starting point. You can start from here. If you feel like you still need practice, you can just start from here and swing yourself, but again, you need some momentum, okay? You can start from a toe touch, right? And then a swing. You have to figure out what level you're ready for, okay? Not a standing one yet, still working on a little bit more of the mechanics. But now, when I swing myself forward, I'm gonna try to stand up. So I'll start with the most basic version. I bring my legs back, I tuck and rotate, right? And then when I swing here, I go here, I just stand up. Ta-da! Right? Okay, so we're gonna swing ourselves up. I'll kind of do different variations. So if you wanna see it, I'll call it out each time before I do it. Just 30 seconds. All right, so my first one's gonna be from my back. Ready? Let's get started. So we go back and swing ourselves up. Feel free to watch and then follow or figure out which level you're at. All right, let's go, 30 seconds. Go. So we're back here, I rotate my hips. Stand up, okay? I do a toe touch one next. So I go back, touch my toe, and then swing myself up. You're gonna find that the more momentum you have, the easier it is to get all the way up onto your feet, right? Stand all the way up. Right, so I go back, I touch my toe, and then I swing. So I take and I swing myself up, making it real easy to get up. I can go, I was gonna do standing, my fault. I go here, my hands and knees, right? And then I swing through. So I tuck my arm, and I swing myself up. If you feel like you're gonna headbutt the floor, don't do fast ones, okay? All right, ready? Let's go to the opposite side. So now we're going, and our left foot would be the one that's going forward. So my right foot is tucking my left foot, or vice versa, opposite of what you just did, okay? We'll do 30 seconds where we try to swing ourselves up on, get up onto our feet after the motion. One fluent motion. Are we ready? Watch first and then follow if you like, but we got 30 seconds, clock starts now. I go back, I tuck my right foot, rotate myself, and I pop up. Or I do my toe touch, right? I go back, toe touch, and I swing myself up onto my feet, okay? I can do my shoulder roll, where I go underneath and up onto my feet. You gotta figure out which one is for you. You got time? Let's do one more, right? Here, swinging and then standing. Okay, getting dizzy, take a little break, like I promised to do breaks today. So now, the next goal, for those ready, not mentally, not that you're brave, right, okay? Not that you have courage, but like you have the skill, is to start to kind of come from, instead of on your knees, on the balls of your feet. So this becomes a little bit scarier, right? Because now, it's like, look at this. It's not much of a difference, but it's harder, okay? So now I'm on the balls of my feet, and I take my arm and I push it through, and then I come up. If you're not ready for that, just lay flat and do the one for a flat on your back. That's okay, where you just kick yourself up, okay? But if you're ready, go on the balls of your feet. Put your hands down. Now when you're ready, you just tuck your arm. Do the same steps, but I do it from here, and then I get a little more push, right? I give myself a push, and then I come up. And at this point, we might be at a level, if you're with me on this one, that you're probably finding you're better at one side than the other side. And my suggestion is go back on the side you're not good at and do any level of that repetition until you work. Then I've taught you the steps, right? Go back and do the one side. Each one of the steps. Find the point where you're messing up a little bit. Do that step. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. You'll even out both sides. You'll be able to do it on both sides. But at this point, we're swinging ourselves up. We're doing 30 seconds each side. You can do it from a standing position, crouching position, but you're on the balls of your feet. You don't have to if you want to start on your knees, on your back, from a toe touch, any one of the stages. But for the more advanced people, you can start to go from a crouch position or standing position. I warn you, do not headbutt the floor. It hurts. It is not fun to do that. Okay, clock's gonna start, 30 seconds. I'm gonna be doing a little bit more advanced one. You're welcome, like I said, to do more beginner ones. Okay, so ready? I'm starting from this position first, and let's start. So we put our hands, 30 seconds, and pushing. We're trying to be like a bowling ball hitting the ground. We don't wanna have that loud thump sound, right? And for the more advanced people, I kind of go from a squat, right? And then I'm gonna put my hand and roll. Okay, so you're a little more advanced. You go from your squat. So you're here in a squat position, and then you go. Reach your arm under and go, right? So if you're getting a little bit more down, you can still stay on your knees. And then from eventually you kind of not just kind of hang down like you're stretching, and then kind of just jump into it, right? And then you can kind of make a jumping motion for your roll. And then eventually, right, the flashy young people I see right there on the screen, just walk into it. Just walk and swing yourself up. If you're with me for a while now, and you understand I do the more advanced one, you already probably have been through this enough. I just plant my right leg in front. I bring my right hand through. I'm not aiming to slam my shoulder on the floor, so I have to be able to tuck and lower myself. So as I hit the ground, it's a smooth rolling motion, okay? But eventually that would be the goal. You're walking like you could think maybe you're ready for the movies, you need to be a stunt double. Or you trip somewhere, or you get shoved, like you get shoved, oh man, right? Roll and you just kind of, you're ready. You pop back up, you're looking at that person like, what are you doing? Okay? Let's do the opposite side. So we'll go 30 seconds on the other side this time. You can start down. Maybe you did better side first last time. Most people do this, your worst side. Go slow. Okay, let's go. Clock started. 30 seconds. Start from crouch position, second side, or knees, or on your back, or toe touch. You're just pushing, swinging through, trying to stand up, right? Don't have to do super advanced. You don't have to jump up in there into it. So I go here, I tuck, push. At no point do I want my head to be hitting the ground. Remember, I'm looking under. I'm getting the back of my shoulder, right, meaty parts of my arm, onto the floor. This way when I hit it, it's smooth, but there's no brain bumping, right? We don't want our brain to thump on the ground. Let's go one more time. You got time, one more time. And you can start as low as you want. You can just walk into it, right, bang. I step this foot here, and then we come on up. So that'd be our forward shoulder roll, okay? Now, to do a backward shoulder roll is actually easier if you can do everything we just did today. Then it shouldn't be too hard. We start seated. Now, if you watch how this works, I take my toes, I do my toe touch, right? So over my right shoulder, right toe touches. Now, the only difference is I just don't stop. So I kind of put my hands out to the side of me, and I swing, and just roll back. Just roll back onto your knees, right? So once you get used to not rolling back onto your head, then the backward shoulder is actually pretty easy, right? People mess it up because they keep looking forward, right? And they bend their neck. Once you understand how to do that toe touch, just go farther. Just swing your feet over. And just go right up on your knees for now. Right? You don't have to get up on your toes, or you don't have to get up on your feet. If you want to get up on your feet, roll back. As soon as you hit, stand up. Bend your knee, roll back onto your foot, pop up. And then, be careful with your heads, right? You can add a little momentum. You can sit down. So I'm not sitting my butt on the floor. I'm sitting on the back of my feet. If your knees can't do this, that's fine, right? I'm sitting down, and then I can roll. So if you watch my back, right? I don't sit my butt onto the floor. I sit my butt onto my legs. Now I roll, right? This way, I'm not slamming my tailbone down into the ground, and I'm going over my shoulder so I'm not hitting my head. So if I was like talking to someone and they shoved me and I fell back, right? It would pop back up like, what are you doing? Right? Get you ready for the movies, get you ready for falling. But it's a nice way to roll instead of have solid impact into the ground of just falling like a plank, okay? So backward shoulder roll. You can do it from standing. Don't go like this and drop back and expect to win, right? Sit down, okay? Or start seated on your feet, or start seated on your seat. You pick. All right, let's go 30 seconds. Backward shoulder roll, either direction you want to go, right? I might grab my legs and I might pull myself, right up onto my knees. I don't even pop on my feet. Forward shoulder roll, and now I'm back in position. Right? Backward shoulder roll, up on my feet. You pick. All right, let's go. Come on, keep it going. Backward shoulder rolls. We'll go another 20 seconds. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Backward shoulder rolls, one side. Whatever side you want to do. Okay, let's do the other side. So 30 seconds, other way backward shoulder roll. So if I was going right toes to the floor, right, now I'm going left toes to the floor. Back on my feet. Ready to go. You can start just like this. Right on your back. Look over your left shoulder and then swing your feet. Right, just swing my feet over. Let my knees touch. And then come up. Real easy way. If you're getting dizzy, if you're feeling sick, slow down. Do less. Right, it's okay. So we're here. Pull my legs over. Try and get my toes to touch. Then I touch my knees. And then I'm up. Right? Not that difficult of a version. Okay? And I got one last one for you today. One last shoulder roll for you to try. This one's a fun one. Okay? We're not spending a lot of time on it. So if you don't get it, it's okay. I'm going to put my hands behind me. Okay? So you see that I'm seated and my hands are behind me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. I'm going to lay on my side and I'm going to start to walk my legs up. They're behind my head, and then I go to my other side, and then I sit up. Okay, we'll review. We'll go slow. If you don't get this one, it's okay. It'll be some homework for you to practice on. So what I'm not going to do is have my hands here in front of me, put my hands back behind me. Okay, so I'm here, and I lay on my side. Okay, I'm going to take my feet, I'm going to walk myself up, and then I'm going to put my toes behind my head like a stretch. And then I'm going to fall on my other side, and then I'm going to sit up. All right, you ready to try? Let's try with me. See if you can do it. Okay? And I'm going to rotate so you can see a little bit easier. Are you ready? So you're on your butt, your arms are behind. We're going to, don't crash. Go to your side, don't crash on your side. Okay? Hands are still behind. Take your legs. Go ahead and bend them right now. Start to walk up onto your shoulder, and then put your toes behind your head for a stretch. And then fall on your other side, and come back up. Pretty cool. Can you do it? Like I said, it's a little bit harder one. Yeah, you fall on your side, you walk yourself up, toes go over your head. Yeah. So now, this one's kind of fun, because you can go here, and then go right, and then bring your stuff from shoulder to shoulder. So it's a little bit different. And then eventually, we can start to kind of play with our shoulder rolls, right? If you keep working these, we can tuck and start to go from shoulder to shoulder across our shoulders instead of onto our seat. You can start to just go in circles, right? And really start to play, but never at any point injuring your head when it touches the ground, bending up your back too much, kind of having fun. If you break fall a little bit better, then you could start to add like jumping motions into this. And this is not a suggestion for you to do at home because you're going to hurt yourself. That's why I'm not really going to talk about it too much. But what you can do with these rolling motions, you can get momentum from a running start, from a jumping start, something we used to do when we took kids to gymnastics schools. And you could jump into these things, right? And for the sake of not having you copy what I'm doing today, we won't get into that in this episode. But eventually, we can do this rolling motion off of a high-flying fun thing to do. We just get charging and we go and see who can get the farthest up. There'll be another class for more advanced students, but hopefully this teach a little bit about break falling, using a shoulder roll motion forward and back, and then a fun side one, just to really work some of your flexibility and your skills. So I appreciate you coming down today. Appreciate you training with me. Stay safe. If you get dizzy, you feel sick, stop rolling around, right? Pretty simple. Don't eat a big meal, then do this. And make sure you don't kick anything, and make sure you don't hit your head on something. Very cool. All right, let's stand up. Let's have a good bow. So come up to attention position. Back straight, point your fingers, screw your thumbs, hands on your side, shoulders back. Chario means pay attention. Kyungin means bow. Awesome work today. Thank you for joining me.